Liked it.
Still Hill Bulldogs. Next up, we have the Lopatcon Panthers. Director Neil Day. Head coach J.P. Follett, Scott Klimek, and the assistants, Ryan Nelsky, Jim Moore, Don Burnett, Apgar Panthers. And finally, got the big boys coming up. The Phillipsburg Middle School, led by longtime head coach Tim Longacre. Assistant coaches Luke Grassi, Ed Hall, Mike Fenstein. And finally, we have our graduating class, which will be the class of 2021. Here's our 8th graders, Devin Deska, Jason Chino, Tyler Marison, Peter Cahays, Sean Ricker, Juan Gomez, and Gage Horvath. That's our 8th graders. All right, let's have one more hand for these young guys and their coaches.
Test 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Once again, we're reminded that the ticket.
They're going to want DiGeronimo definitely at 20. They're going to want him to beat a Phillipsburg kid. He's never beaten a Phillipsburg kid. I want to know who picks the songs. That Calvin Brooke at 145, he got majored by Chino last year. longer than normal.
From the brand new Phillipsburg High School Gymnasium on the campus of Phillipsburg High School in Lopatcong Township, New Jersey, StatelinerSports.com proudly presents Phillipsburg High School Wrestling. Tonight, the Stateliners play host to the Cougars of Kittatinny. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Moore, and along with Jim Meglick, we'll be bringing you all the hold-by-hold of tonight's matchup. Right now, everyone is standing as Phillipsburg junior Kayla Evitable will sing our national anthem. Playing of our national anthem. Very quickly, let's get to the starting lineups here. We're going to start the match at 126 pounds. It will be Mark DiGirolamo for Kittatinny, a senior, 9-4, or sophomore Niall Matar, 5-8, against Phillipsburg sophomore Cody Harrison, 6-3. 132, Perry Mayo of Kittatinny. Mayo is a sophomore a junior at 8-6, and he will face Phillipsburg sophomore Kyle Chino, 4-7. 138, Mike Callahan, a junior, 10-6 for the Cougars against Phillipsburg junior Lance Wissing, 1-3. 145, Calvin Brooke of Kittatinny, a junior, 9-4, against either junior Brian Meyer, 13-5, or sophomore Jason Zinsmeister, 3-7. 152, Casey Hotz of the Cougars, a senior, 11-3, against either Meyer or Zinsmeister. 160, Shane Smith for Kittatinny, a junior, 10-4, against Phillipsburg junior Shamir Bronners, 1-6. 170, Josh Heiler for Kittatinny, a junior, 10-3, against either senior Dan Fisher, 6-3, or sophomore Austin Roth, 1-9. 182, Josh Klimek for Kittatinny. He's a senior, 10-3, against either Fisher or Roth. 195, either Jacob Mafaro, a freshman, 7-3, or sophomore Zach Mafaro, 12-1, against senior Drew Horan, 15-3. 220, either Zach Mafaro or senior Gavin Apgar, 0-2, against Stateliner senior Robert Mele, 11-2. 285, Gran Harpel for Kittatinny, a senior, 0-3, against Phillipsburg senior Justin Caraballo, 5-7. 106 pounds, Derek Molfetto of Kittatinny. He's a sophomore, 9-6, against Phillipsburg junior Cullen Day, 11-5. 113, Zach DiGirolamo, freshman for Kittatinny, against sophomore Travis Jones, 9-5. And at 120, either Mark DiGirolamo, the senior, 9-4, or the sophomore Niall Matar, 5-8, against Phillipsburg senior Tyrese Manley, who is 3-5. Stateliners come into the match with a record of 4-1, coming off last night's win over Hunterdon Central, 34-24. Earlier in the season, defeating Raritan, 35-25, Bound Brook 39-30, and losing to Cranford, 36-32. Kittatinny coming in at 6-2. The Cougars defeating West Milford 68-3. Wayne Valley 41-19. Somerville 63-12. Randolph 43-23. Losing to Howell 40-25. Beating West Deptford 43-18. Losing to Hunterdon Central 49-23. And they trounced Wallkill Valley on Monday night, 75-5. Frank Leitner and Barry Jackson are our officials tonight, as the captains will meet out the center of the mat. Phillipsburg won the JV match, 17-15. And they did not wrestle many lightweights at all. Phillipsburg won the flip, and I think I heard a mouth of odd. So we'll start at 126. Frank Leitner indicating to us that yes, Phillipsburg won the flip and took odd. So it'll be Cody Harrison out for the Stateliners at 126. The sophomore is 6-3. And we'll wait for Ed Mancinelli to tell us whether it'll be Mark DiGeronimo or Niall Patar.
Went over before the match and talked with the two referees and asked them if they would look over at StatelinerSports.com and give us a little indication of who won the flip. And Frank Leitner did that for us. So thank you, Frank Leitner, as Cody Harrison's out on the mat waiting for Kittatinny's wrestler to be announcers.
Barry Jackson is over at the scorer's table, and now he'll come back and get him started. Quickly in on a leg is Harrison, left leg behind the knee. Trying to pull that left leg through and go to a half. Has to slip his head, can't get the takedown as they go off neutral. So Harrison had a very good shot to start this off in the first 20 seconds, but couldn't finish it. Harrison trying to spin around to his left. Still no advantage. It is Niall Matar, the sophomore, 5-8. There's Harrison's in on a double, and he finishes that for a takedown. And the Stateliner sophomore is up 2-0 as they go off the mat to our right. Minute 17 to wrestle in the first. So Matar weighed 119.9. And Harrison checking in at 126.7. So almost a 7-pound advantage for Cody Harrison, the transfer from Warren Hills. Matar reaches back trying to switch, and they're off in a minute 4. Kittatinny in the old style leggings, blue and white trim, and a KRHS across the chest. Stateliners in their garnet singlets with gray and white. Harrison giving up an escape, and it's 2-1.
You don't see the leggings very often anymore in wrestling.
Harrison looking for a front head and arm. Pressure on the head. Wrestlers come up to their feet. Harrison dives in on the left leg, trying to pull that leg through, and has his second takedown. Harrison on top, 4-1. Final 30 seconds of the first. Harrison trying to pull the left wrist across the body. Gives up on that, and they're off the mat at 19 seconds. Cody Harrison, a defending district champion and region runner-up, ranked 5th in this weight class by the Express Times. 23-8. A year ago, he has a career mark of 29-11. Riding with a right-hand tight waist. Breaks down Niall Matar. And Harrison will ride out the first period with a 4-1 advantage. Harrison will go underneath to start the second. He's ready, hands and knees. Matar, right hand tight waist, left elbow. Harrison stands right away in the whistle. Matar tried to drop down in the left leg, couldn't get there fast enough. Harrison has an escape and a 5-1 lead, trying to spin around to Matar's left. Matar trying to reach back for a whizzer to block him off. Harrison switching to a double. Picks up Matar, drops him down, gets the takedown, and Harrison leads 7-1.
Cody's third takedown of the match. With 1:30 to go, second period, he leads 7-1.
Trying to reach through, ball and chain, pull the right wrist through the crotch, gives up on that. Hazard tilt at the edge of the mat and able to roll on through as Matar. They're off the mat in 1:18.
We had a chance to talk to Coach John Gill before the match, and I think the most disappointing part about this season for Kittatinny, and they graduated a lot of seniors last year, was the fact that he had a terrible match against Hunter and Central. Hunter and Central won that match 49-23.
Said he likes coming here to Phillipsburg, and at this series, Phillipsburg leads it 15-6. Off the mat they go in front of Coach Gill at 50 seconds to go.
And that's one thing Coach Post had to say about Coach Gill, that no matter what team he has, whether they're on top of the world or in the middle, they always come to Phillipsburg, never look for an excuse not to wrestle top competition.
Series began in the 1994-95 season. Kittatinny currently, according to NJ.com, is ranked third in Group 1. That's behind Paulsboro and Boundbrook, a couple of top 20 teams. Harrison still riding here, under 30 seconds to go in the second. Tries to work a tilt, and he's got some back points. Barry Jackson counting one. I do not think he got a 2 count, so Harrison will not get any back points out of that tilt. Now he bars the left arm and a half from the right side. Drives him over, and the fall. In 3:57 with a bar and a half for Cody Harrison. So we're through one, and Phillipsburg has a 6-0 lead.
Well, there's an example of a wrestler not watching the clock, because he flipped Matar over with 5 seconds to go and got the fall 2 seconds after he flipped him over. He had him flat. Nice job by Cody Harrison, and the state liners out in front early.
Perry Mayo out for Kittatinny at 132. He is a junior, 8-6, against Phillipsburg sophomore Kyle Chino, 4-7. Power shrug attempted by Mayo and has a takedown. Leads Chino 2-0. Has that left leg in, trapping the right leg of Chino. Keeping his weight up high, and he's around the head of Chino, right under the chin. Keeps that leg in there. Chino trying to pull that off from his chin and around his neck. Trying to stretch Chino out and turn him, and that is stopped, potentially dangerous, I believe, by referee Frank Leitner. 2-0 lead for Perry Mayo. Chino set, hands and knees. Mayo, left hand tight waist. Trying to get the right leg in, gets the leg in. Trying to work a power half on Chino. Chino up now on his toes. Try to shake him over top. Brought back down to his knees. Mayo keeps pressure on the head. Now goes under the chin of Chino. Trying to work a power half and turn Chino to his right with those legs in. 25 seconds to go in the first. 2-0 lead for Perry Mayo of Kittatinny, trying to turn Chino with a power half now to his left. Stalemate's called at 12 seconds.
Perry Mayo, his freshman year, was defeated by Tom Kozar 5-0, and last year, in his sophomore year at 120 pounds, Tom Kozar majored Perry Mayo 14-3.
Mayo trying to maintain control here, final 5 seconds of the first. And it'll be 2-0 Mayo after 1. Our wrestling action brought to you by the Rothman Institute, a worldwide leader in orthopedics and official orthopedic partner of the NJSIAA. Visit RothmanInstitute.com. And by Russo Law Offices, 633 Belvedere Road in Phillipsburg. Proud to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RussoLawLLC.com. Mayo underneath to start the second. Chino on top. Chino takes the left wrist. Weight up high and trying to tilt Mayo to his left. Mayo trying to stand. Chino traps the left leg. Maintains control. Has to come up the body as he breaks down Mayo. Mayo gets to his knees. Chino brings him back down, reaching back to the crotch, trying to take him off his base. Trying to pick up on the far ankle to take him off his base. Hooks the near left leg. Mayo trying to stand. Chino brings him back down. Mayo trying to reach back for the head. Chino will try to work a lever on the left arm. 50 seconds to go here in the second. Chino riding and trailing 2-0. Gives up on the lever. Mayo stands. Chino trying to take him off the mat, gets him down to his knees. Mayo stands again, and Chino backs him off the mat with 31 seconds to go.
A year ago, Kyle Chino was a major decision winner, 10-2 over Calvin Brooke at 126 pounds. You'll see Calvin Brooke probably go out at 145 pounds for Kittatinny. Phillipsburg went on to win last year, 42-18.
Mayo trying to reach back to the crotch. Traps that left near leg of Mayo. Mayo trying to sit and switch. Chino picks up on the near leg, trying to work a spladle. Maintains control. 10 seconds to go. Mayo reaches back for Chino's head. There is a stalling warning on Kyle Chino. First warning, it comes with 5.6 seconds to go in the second. Mayo is set. Caution on Mayo. Mayo gets set. Now Frank Leitner indicates that Chino should get in there. Mayo tried to roll, but Chino blocked that off. So Chino will ride out the second. He trails 2-0 after 2. And Chino will go underneath. He could not get out after getting taken down in the first. Right away, Mayo tries to sink those legs in. Chino grabbing hold of the right foot. Mayo gets Chino back down to his knees, and Chino indicating he was being choked, trying to pull that right wrist off his chin and his neck. Again, Chino trying to pull that off. A stalemate's called. Minute 32. Chino indicating he's choking me. Chino gets set. Mayo, left hand tight waist, right elbow. Again, he sinks that right leg in. Chino unable to pick it off on the way in. Mayo riding out the left side and around again. Mayo trying to pull that off from around his chin and his neck. Dave Post up and shouting. Stalemate's called at 1:12. Chino gets ready. Chino tossed him over top and has a reversal. He tossed Mayo over top and has a reversal. He has tied the bout at 2.
Mayo jumped to put both legs in, and Chino just flipped them over, got that reversal. Now we've got a minute to go, and we're knotted at 2.
Off the mat at 56 seconds. This is one that Coach Gill definitely wants. Chino will cut him. So it is 3-2, Mayo. Chino in on the right leg, trying to switch to a double at the edge. No takedown call. Locked through the crotch is Mayo. Chino trying to turn him his back. He's got the takedown, and he's got him on his back. Frank Leitner is looking in at the right shoulder. Body press by Chino. Trying to squirm off the mat is Mayo, and he will get a 5-point play with 25 seconds to go, and Kyle Chino leads 7-3.
Well, you just saw the confidence level go up on Kyle Chino. Once he got that reversal, gave him the escape, Mayo went up 3-2, and he just aggressively went right in on that single leg and got the takedown, and 5-point play.
Traps the left wrist and traps the left leg on Mayo. Mayo trying to roll. Chino stays with him. We are under 10 seconds to go. And a strong third period by Phillipsburg's Kyle Chino will give him the victory. 7-3. We are through 2. It is Phillipsburg 9 and Kittatinny nothing. Our wrestling action brought to you tonight by Ahart, Frincy & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at afsinsurance.com. And by Urco Community Federal Credit Union, with offices on Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and at 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Mike Callahan, Lance Wissing at 138. Callahan of Kittatinny is a junior. He is 10-6. Wissing is a junior, 1-3. Wissing near a takedown, but Barry Jackson says no as they go off the mat across the way. Wrestlers tie up right in the center. Front head and arm by Wissing as he snapped down on the head of Callahan. Thinking about a knee tap, reaching inside. Trying to flatten out, and tried to shrug Callahan, couldn't finish that. Still has the front head and arm. Trying to underhook the left shoulder of Callahan. Callahan trying to block him off with his right arm, and a stalemate is called by Frank Leitner. Wissing weighs 138.8. Phillipsburg wrestling last night, so they get a pound tonight. And Callahan at 137.9.
In the Hunterdon Central match with Kittatinny, Bryce Hall pinned Mike Callahan in 4:46, and last night Lance Wissing was a 6-4 winner over Bryce Hall. That puts the State Liners up 28-24. Phillipsburg went on to win 34-24 after the fall by Jason Zinsmeister at 145.
Wissing missed on an ankle pick right on the whistle. Pops his head out, and he got off balance, and Callahan has the takedown and a 2-0 lead. Callahan trying to reach back to the crotch and take Lance Wissing off his base. Wissing rolls. Callahan still in control. Callahan got up very high. Wissing trying to come out the back door. Callahan draped over top. looks up at the clock, shows 12 seconds. Wissing has his left foot, has to try and drive through that. 3 seconds to go. Is he going to get a neutral out of this? He will not. First period ends 2-0 Callahan.
The 1 period, Mike Callahan leads 2-0.
Wissing underneath to start the second.
Wissing was very close to the reversal. There's a caution on Wissing. Very close to the reversal. Then there was no separation between the wrestlers, and that's why there was no neutral awarded by referee Barry Jackson.
Callahan riding out Wissing's left side, reaches inside for the left wrist. Wissing sits, stands. Callahan drops down to Wissing's right leg. Wissing sprawls, pressures down on the head of Callahan. Wissing underhooks the left shoulder. He may be trying to set up a throw here. Neutral is called. It's 2-1. Now he's trying to set up a low leg cradle, hooks the leg and gets the takedown. So Wissing goes up 3-2 on the escape and takedown. Youth night here at the Phillipsburg High School gym, and the kids stomping on the bleachers, the noise you may hear there. Wissing trying to reach behind the right knee. Gives up on that. Way out in front, maybe trying to set up a mouse trap. Wissing trying to use his legs then and turn. He got up a little high. Now a power half. He's up high. Trying to spin around from behind and maintain control, and he does as they come off the mat at 38 seconds. Dave Post shouting instructions to Lance Wissing. Dave Post's 7th season as the head coach of the Liners, picked up career win number 100 last night against 18 defeats. There's a hazard tilt by Wissing, and he has some back points, a 2 count. It'll be 2 back points on the hazard tilt for Lance Wissing. He will go up 5-2. The hold broken. Barry Jackson indicates 2 back points. 5-2 Wissing. Wissing trying to bar the left arm. Stopped potentially dangerous by Barry Jackson with 3.8 seconds remaining. Barry Jackson signals for Wissing to get in there. Left hand tight waist in the whistle. Callahan stands, and Wissing was able to hang on and lead 5-2 after 2. Callahan wants to go down in the third. Wissing with a left hand tight waist, right elbow. Switches to a right hand tight waist right away on the whistle. Hazard tilt. Callahan trying to hip up over and through. He is near 1. Wissing has trapped the arms. Wissing in a Peterson roll. And he caught Callahan. Barry Jackson is looking in at the near shoulder. Wissing trying to push off his toes, get more on the right shoulder. With a Peterson roll, it's going to be good for at least 3 back points if he doesn't stick them. Barry Jackson looking in at that right shoulder. Dave Post, and the fall! Dave Post was saying, stay right there. And he got the fall in 4:41. You do not see many falls with a Peterson roll.
And when he looks like he lost the Peterson right at the end there, and like almost like a reverse double arm bar. He had both arms up in the air, locked with the elbows, and just a very odd fall. But the State Liners will take it as they go out now 15-0 after 3 bouts.
This is going to be Jason Zinsmeister for Phillipsburg at 145. The sophomore, 3-7, facing junior Calvin Brooke, 9-4. Zinsmeister weighing 143.5. Brooke weighs 142.8. Zinsmeister with a barrel roll, trying to finish. Got flattened out. Now looking for a high crotch to a double. Brooke tried to throw him over the top. They are off the mat, no advantage, says referee Frank Leitner.
Zinsmeister was last man on the mat last night, and he got the fall with a power half in 2:33, which prevailed the State Liners in the 34-24 win over Hunterdon Central.
Looking for a cement job is Zinsmeister. And Brooke was looking for his own bear hug. No advantage either wrestler. One minute to go, scoreless first here at 145. Phillipsburg will be moving up Brian Meyer to face Casey Hotz at 152. Brooke wanted that bear hug again, and Zinsmeister tried to drop down in the right ankle. Zinsmeister is comfortable with the throw moves, so I don't think he's that discouraged that Brooke would try for a bear hug. Power shrug attempted by Brooke, and he finishes that for a takedown. Brooke on top 2-0. Zinsmeister reaches back for the head, cannot pull Brooke out in front of him. Zinsmeister stands, and looking for a standing hazard tilt was Brooke. Zinsmeister tries to pull the left leg of Brooke through, and they're off the mat at 4.9 seconds.
Well, the one thing we did see out of Zinsmeister last night was a fantastic power half. All kind of back points last night from Zinsmeister in that final bout before he got the fall against Mark Delaval.
Grabs onto an ankle and rides out the first to head 2-0. Brooke, a Caldwell tournament champion to start the season. 19-12 a year ago. He's 28-18 in his career for the Cougars. Zinsmeister tries to throw that left leg in, the right leg. Both feet come up off the mat. That stopped potentially dangerous by referee Frank Leitner. Brooke gets set. Now Zinsmeister, right hand tight waist, chops it, switches to the left hand, and then chops at the right elbow right away in the whistle. Sinks both legs in, trying to break down Brooke with that power half. Has both legs in. Weight up high on the back of Brooke. Trying to drive the power half from the left side. Keeps pressure on the head of Brooke. 45 seconds gone here in the second. Brooke pops out of the power half. Tries to turn in, pick up the right leg of Zinsmeister, trying to come around for a reversal. Zinsmeister has his hands locked behind the right knee. Brooke may be looking for a spladle here with just under a minute to go. Zinsmeister loses the locked hands, and Brooke has a reversal and leads 4-0. Zinsmeister to his knees. Brooke driving a half from the left side. Zinsmeister picks that off. 30 seconds to wrestle here in the second. State Liners lead the match 15-0. We're at 145, or the fourth of 14. And losing a power half was Brooke. Zinsmeister's going to get at least one out of this, if not a reversal. He's going to get the escape to make it 4-1. Can he finish a takedown? Trips. Now Brooke is draped over top. Brooke's right leg is caught underneath Zinsmeister's, trying to switch to a double. And the second period ends. It is 4-1 Brooke. It's going to be Zinsmeister's choice. And Jason will go underneath in the third. Wrestling action brought to you by RE/MAX Supreme, considering buying or selling your home? Contact Tara Butler at RE/MAX Supreme for all your real estate needs. Call Tara direct at 908-319-2447. Zinsmeister gets to his knees. Brooke riding out the left side, has the left leg in. .30 seconds gone here in the third. Brooke with a takedown and a reversal for his 4. Zinsmeister with an escape for his 1, and a stalemate is called by referee Frank Leitner with 1:20 to go in the bout.
I want to thank supervising broadcast technician Jared Marcagilli for setting us up. We're straight across from the Phillipsburg wrestling bench. We're right next to Kittatinny. We're Matt's side where Phillipsburg leads 15-0 on Kittatinny. We're in bout 4 of 14.
Zinsmeister exploding out of the referee's position, looking for a cement job. He has the neutral. It is 4-2, and they break apart. 1 minute to wrestle. Tied up, 50 seconds to go. They break apart. Looking for that power shrug again was Brooke. Zinsmeister fights that off. Brooke trying to underhook and spin around behind. Zinsmeister blocks him off with his right arm. Brooke spins again. Zinsmeister blocks him off. 30 seconds to go. And then Brooke spins around and gets the takedown, his second. And he leads now 6-2. 20 seconds to wrestle. Brooke has the left leg in. 10 seconds to go. Zinsmeister trying to get to his knees. Now a 2-on-1 on the right wrist by Brooke. And Brooke will get the Cougars on the board. He has a 6-2 decision at 145. We are through 4. It's Phillipsburg 15 and Kittatinny 3. Wrestling action brought to you by Open Mic for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Hunterdon and Warren, Sussex area. Follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. Casey Hotz, Brian Meyer of Phillipsburg at 152. Hotz is a senior, 11-3. Meyer is a junior, 13-5. Brian Meyer weighs 145.3. Casey Hotz at 150.8. Hotz was looking for a front head and arm. Meyer, head caught beneath the chest of Hotz. Now he pops that out. Looking for a barrel roll was Hotz. That's blocked off by Meyer. Meyer looking for a front head and arm. Now drops down to the right leg behind the knee. Hotz sits, underhooks the left shoulder of Meyer. Meyer picking up on the right leg with the right foot, trying to tilt Hotz back towards the mat and force him to belly down, and a stalemate called by referee Barry Jackson with 51 seconds to go in the first. Meyer taps at the mat with his left hand. Dives in on the left leg of Hotz. Hotz trying to reach through the crotch. Meyer out the back door with the leg. Still no advantage here, and they're off in front of the Cougars bench with 32 seconds to go in the first.
So Hotz comes in here with an 11-3 record, and he's the senior, and you wonder where he's been. Well, Kittatinny had Nick Klinger. They had Austin Scrivani and Jake Van Wingerden in the 3 weight classes here last year from 132, 38, and 45. So he was behind some good competition.
Meyer tried to reach for the left leg, couldn't pull it in. Hotz tried to underhook the right shoulder of Meyer. We're down to 5 seconds to go here in the first. And it will end scoreless at 152. Brian Meyer's choice, and he will go underneath to start the second. Brian, a defending district and region champion. He is ranked second at 145 in the state, according to NJ.com. That is to sophomore Ricky Cabanillas of DePaul. An escape for Meyer, and he leads it 1-0. Meyer is ranked 4th in this weight class at 145 by the Express Times, LehighValleyLive.com. Brian with 20 wins as a freshman, 33-10 a year ago, and with 13-5 this season, he is 66-29 in his career. Dives in on the left leg. Has him in a sitting position and has the takedown on Hotz. 3-0 lead for Brian Meyer.
It's one thing you don't see from Brian Meyer is a scoreless first period. I was surprised. Brian Meyer usually very aggressive and very good on his feet.
Reaches inside for the left wrist. Right hand tight waist. Hotz trying to control the right wrist of Meyer. 40 seconds to wrestle here in the second with Meyer on top 3-0. Meyer trying to pick up on the left ankle and flatten him out.
Hey, come on. Let's get one here. Come on. Come on, face up.
Meyer keeping his weight up high in the back. Gets to his knees. Meyer wraps that right hand tight waist around. Hotz tried to roll. Meyer covered him on that. Now he has a 2-on-1 on the left wrist, trying to step across and turn him over. Right in front of our StatelinerSports.com microphones with 7 seconds to go. Meyer trying to maintain control here and will. After 2, it is 3-0 Meyer. Hotz's choice. And he'll go underneath in the third. Hotz, a runner-up in the Kittatinny Holiday Tournament. Meyer will give up an escape to start the period. It's 3-1. Also a runner-up in the Caldwell Tournament. He is 40-20 in his career. Jim mentioned who he was behind last year. Meyer tries to snap down. Meyer looking for a low leg cradle. He's got a takedown. Meyer leads it 5-1. Second takedown. Hotz was in the lineup as a freshman. He was 18-14, 10-3 as a sophomore, but could only get one varsity bout a year ago. He is 40-20 in his career. Meyer will cut Hotz. Hotz rolls. Meyer stays right with him. Meyer was going to cut him, but Hotz decided to roll instead of really trying to come out and face him. Meyer controlling the left wrist. There is the escape. It's 5-2. Meyer dives in a double. Stalling call on Hotz. Meyer has the takedown. 7-2. Stalling warning with 35 seconds to go. 7-2 advantage for Brian Meyer. Trying to drive a half Nelson from the right side. Gives up on that, takes the right wrist. Kind of pushing Hotz across this gray and garnet trim on the outside, Stateliner mat. 12.3 seconds to go. Hotz gets ready. Meyer, right hand tight waist, left elbow. Meyer with pressure on the head. Flattens out Hotz, looking for a hazard tilt. One count, that's all. No back points. So Brian Meyer of Phillipsburg will win a 7-2 decision over Casey Hotz at 152. We're through 5. Phillipsburg 18 and Kittatinny 3. Wrestling action brought to you by Welcome to the Pit. A history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours by calling 908-283-4342. And remember, you can follow Phillipsburg Wrestling on Twitter at PbergHS Wrestling. A cement job, and Shane Smith has Phillipsburg's Shamir Bronners on his back. Trying to drive to the right shoulder as Frank Leitner looks in. Bronners able to come off his back. Now a throw, and Bronners rolls on through that. And Smith will spin around behind and maintain control. He has a 5-0 advantage. Has the left leg in. Trying to drive a power half now on Shamir Bronners. Trying to turn Bronners to his right. Frank Leitner looking in to see if they have broken the plane. They have not. Minute to wrestle in the first. Stalemate is called by Frank Leitner. Smith weighs 159.4. Bronners 160.4. Smith gives Bronners an escape. 5-1. See if he tries to set up another cement job. Works on the left wrist. Bronners tried to tie up the right arm of Smith. Wrestlers tie up. Final 30 seconds here of the first. Bronners spinning around behind, has his hands locked behind Smith, and a point for Bronners for Smith fleeing the mat. So the penalty point will make it 5-2. Working takedowns, final 15 seconds. So we will discuss, Jim, fleeing the mat last night versus fleeing the mat tonight at the end of this period. 5-2, Smith after one.
That was amazing last night that there was no fleeing the mat in the Lance Wissing bout. Bryce Hall completely went 2/3 of the way across the mat on his back just to get off. He was just pedaling with his feet. And Coach Post wanted a fleeing the mat call, and absolutely nothing awarded by referee Russ Cerise last night. We talked to Coach Post as these two are now neutral, and it's 6-2 Smith. We talked to Coach Post about it, and he said it could have been called. It was something you just don't see very often, but he also mentioned that, not only did he flee the mat, but his back was exposed the whole time going across the mat, even though it was 2 or 3 seconds, and he thought there could have been a fall called.
Yeah, the explanation he got was that he was bridging across the mat and not fleeing, so there was no point awarded. But, so often you know that wrestlers are fleeing the mat, but they don't get a call. Dragging his toes for a takedown is Smith as they go off, and he leads Bronners 8-2. So you don't see it called very much, and there's absolutely no doubt that Smith was trying to get off the mat there, but they were on the edge to begin with, and I'm not exactly sure of how the rule is worded, but he was trying to get off. I'm not sure that he was actually fleeing.
All I know, though, is Bryce Hall's back was completely on the mat, though, but there was no such thing as a head as far as bridging last night, as the explanation was given to him.
Smith maintaining control here, has to come up. Bronners with pressure on the head. Smith is wrapped around the right knee of Bronners. Bronners trying to break his hands, keep pressure on the head. Now Smith picks up the right leg. Trips Bronners back to his knees right in front of us, and they're off at 34 seconds. I mean, I definitely would like to see fleeing the mat called more. And Frank Leitner called it here, but you know, I'm not sure. And referees obviously have different ways of looking at things, but you know, the situation last night, the situation tonight, and a point awarded tonight and not last night. The escape for Bronners, it is 8-3. Final 10 seconds here of the second. Stateliners have an 18-3 lead in the match. We're at 160 or the 6th of 14. Bronners looking for a throw as the period will end. It is 8-3. Shane Smith of Kittatinny over Phillipsburg's Shamir Bronners. Smith finishing second in both the Caldwell tournament and the Kittatinny tournament. He's 13-7 in his career. Bronners underneath in the third. Smith picked on the right ankle. Breaks down Bronners. Bronners trying to get to his knees. Trapping Bronners' right leg. Taking the right wrist across the body and trying to turn Bronners to his right. Off the mat with 1:25 to go in the bout and an 8-3 lead for Shane Smith.
So each referee has their own discretion, as we talked about, for fleeing the mat. Same thing with stall warnings. I mean, every referee is different with what they consider stalling. I don't think there's anyone who's ever called more stallings in New Jersey than Ernie Zuber. Ernie, I think, called one the one time 3 seconds after he called the other one, and it just drew the ire of the fans.
Smith was trying to drive a half. Trying to drive a half from the left side and trapping Bronners' right leg. Out the right side with that half. I remember a Phillipsburg Delaware Valley match in the pit, Jim, in the early to mid 80s when Ernie Zuber disqualified for stalling back-to-back bouts. It was a Del Val wrestler at 167 or something in those days, and then disqualified a Phillipsburg wrestler at 185. And we went from 185 to heavyweight in those days. Smith riding out the right side, now the left. Under 30 seconds to go, Bronners stands. Smith picks him up, drops him down. Trying to stack him up with 15 seconds to go. Smith with that 8-3 lead. Final 5. And Shane Smith of Kittatinny will win an 8-3 decision at 160. We are through 6. It's Phillipsburg 18 and Kittatinny 6. Stateliners have 2 falls, 2 regular decisions. Kittatinny with 2 regular decisions. Here as we go to 170. It's going to be Dan Fisher for Phillipsburg, the senior 6-3, and Josh Heiler, a junior 10-3 for Kittatinny. Eyeing each other up right in the center of the mat, 10 seconds in. This is Heiler's first year as a varsity starter. Fisher in his second season. Fisher was 20-17 a year ago. Wrestlers circle each other to the right.
Dan Fisher lost a 3-2 decision to Zach Farro last year at 182 pounds.
Fisher weighs an even 170. Heiler at 168.6. We have wrestled a minute, neither wrestler close to a takedown. Fisher taps at the mat a couple times with his left hand. Fisher likes the double leg takedowns. Heiler thought about a double. Could not get the legs of Fisher. They paw at each other and then tie up. Break apart. 30 seconds to go, scoreless first. Josh Heiler of Kittatinny and Dan Fisher of Phillipsburg. Final 15. Off the mat. Signaled by referee Barry Jackson with just under 10 seconds to go. Good crowd on the hand at the Stateliner gym tonight. Diving in on a double was Heiler. Fisher is warned for stalling, and the first period ends scoreless.
The 1 period, we have no score.
Fisher's choice. He will go underneath to start the second.
Big
Fisher,
week,
go
big
ahead,
week,
Jim.
Nick. Mike, next week is a big week for StatelinerSports.com as Fisher was given an escape to start the second. He'll lead 1-0. Next week we've got Warren Hills on Wednesday. We've got Hanover Park on Thursday and Easton Phillipsburg Saturday night. StatelinerSports.com, airtime roughly 6:50 each night.
So Heiler chose not to ride Fisher in the second and work takedowns. And again, really no one close in the first period. "30 seconds gone here in the second. Fisher, a third-place finisher in the district last year. He is honorable mention in this weight class by the Express Times and LehighValleyLive.com, coming off a second-place finish in the Hunterdon Sussex Warren, and that'll be wrestled Saturday at Hopatcong. Heard some talk last night that Phillipsburg, there are some out there and who are associated with the tournament who would like to see the Stateliners' new gym become the permanent home of the Hunterdon Sussex Warren. They have been moving it from a different gym in each county for the past few years. In on the leg is Heiler, and he goes to a double and got a takedown. Heiler leads Fisher 2-1, and then he gives Fisher an escape, and it's 2-2.
He actually got awarded a stalling point before the takedown, and it's not right on the scoreboard unless I've got it wrong. It was a stalling warning for 1-0, and the takedown made it 3-0, I believe. And that's where Frank Leitner's going to the table now, so we'll see.
Yeah, it should be 3-2 in favor of Heiler.
I think it should be 3-1 if the stalling warning was awarded.
Yeah, Fisher has 2 escapes, though. Heiler chose, I thought he chose not to, that he gave an escape to Fisher.
That's right, Fisher got the escape.
Yeah, it's 3-2.
3-2.
3-2 Heiler. And Heiler is not going to go under Fisher. Going neutral in the third. A 3-2 lead for Josh Heiler. 20 seconds gone here in the third. Stateliners lead the match 18-6. We're at 170. Or the 7th. Fisher tried to dive in on a double, and Heiler tried to fight that off with half a throw. They backpedal to the center. Wrestlers tie up. 45 seconds gone. Off the mat they go. Coach Gill emphatically telling Josh Heiler to change his level. Fisher paws at the hand of Heiler.
1 minute to wrestle, 1 minute.
Fisher reaches for the right leg, can't pull it in.
Get him off your head. Rotate your head. Rotate your head.
Circle each other to the right. 45 seconds to go in a 1-point bout. Fisher, half a shot. Down to 30 seconds to wrestle. Heiler tried to throw Fisher on by, and they're off the mat, no advantage. 27 seconds. Heiler finishing second in the Kittatinny tournament, third in Caldwell. He's hopping up and down on his toes. Fisher has to be the aggressor here. 15 seconds. And Fisher tried to push him right off the mat. They're back to the center at 13.1.
Fisher's got to go for his double leg right now. It's getting late.
Off they go, right in front of our StatelinerSports.com microphones as Heiler is warned for stalling with 6.4 seconds. Fisher reaches for a leg, Heiler will win it. 3-2 is the final for Josh Heiler of Kittatinny. We are halfway through. Phillipsburg 18 and Kittatinny 9. 182, Josh Klimek of Kittatinny, a senior 10-3, and he will be favored against Phillipsburg sophomore Austin Roth, who is 1-9. Klimek weighs 181.5, Roth 169.5. 12-pound weight advantage for Klimek. Now you talked to Jim about how graduation hit Kittatinny. In the lineup, they have 3 returning district place winners. Klimek is one of them, finishing second last year. Zach Mafarro will come up later, also a second, and Mark DiGeronimo coming up later, a district champion.
Yeah, we'll see DiGeronimo in the final bout of the night at 120 pounds.
Klimek taking Roth over top. Roth hanging on to the left leg. Klimek still trying to turn into Roth and get the finish to takedown, and he does. Klimek's on top, 2-0. Klimek trying to drive a half from the right. So you have a bar on the left. Bar's the left arm. Outside, riding out the left side, and now trying a half Nelson from the right. Controlling the left wrist, pinning that to the side. Roth trying to pick off the half from the right side. Klimek up on his toes, trying to drive it over. He's got the left arm pinned. Now he lost the left arm on Roth. Now still controls the left wrist. Roth stands, and Klimek takes him off in front of the Stateliner cheerleaders across the way with 18 seconds to go.
Klimek pinned Jason Barna last year, and 2 years ago, Klimek was pinned by Max Elling.
Max now at Columbia. Klimek, right hand tight waist, left elbow. Roth stands. Klimek trips him back down, and they're off at 13.5 seconds.
So we're in the 8th of 14. The Stateliners are up 18-9. 2 falls, 2 decisions, and Kittatinny with their 9 points on 3 decisions.
Roth broken down by Klimek. Final 5 seconds here of the first. Josh Klimek of Kittatinny, a 2-0 lead over Phillipsburg's Austin Roth after one.
Coach Gill said to us ahead of time before this match, when we were talking to him also, he said that whatever happens tonight is one match, one night, and then most likely there's a good opportunity to face the same opponent in the Hunter and Sussex Warren tournament on Saturday. So he wanted to see what kind of improvement his wrestlers would have between the two matches if they did match up again.
Klimek underneath is out in 6 seconds, and he leads 3-0. Coach Gill is in his 37th season as the head coach of the Cougars. 539 wins, 166 defeats, 5 draws. Kittatinny is in District 2, the New Jersey Athletic Conference Colonial Division, where they are ranked number 4 there. Klimek looked to tie up the arms and reach for the right leg of Roth, and are off the mat in 1:26.
37 years seems like a lifetime for a coach. That's amazing that a coach is at the same establishment for 37 years.
He took over the program from Phillipsburg's Carl Bateman, who started the Kittatinny program. So they've had 2 coaches in the entire lifetime of Kittatinny wrestling. Off the mat, and a stalling warning on Phillipsburg's Austin Roth. Carl Bateman was a member of the class of 63 at Phillipsburg and a district champion and a state place winner. Klimek tried to sweep the left leg, now right leg rather, dives in on the left, goes to a double. Roth trying to hang on through the crotch. Klimek picks him up over top, drops him down, keeping that leg, tries to elevate Roth, and he has a takedown. Klimek leads 5-0. Weight firmly on the back, sitting on top of Austin Roth. Trying to hammerlock that left wrist and arm. Reaches for the right wrist. Final 10 seconds. Stalling on Roth gives Klimek a point. It is 6-0. And Klimek rides out the second. Leading Roth 6-0. Roth's choice. Roth a little slow getting to his feet, just the pad on his left knee. Roth gets set. Klimek will cut him. So it'll be 6-1, and they'll work takedowns here in the third. Pawing at each other. 15 seconds gone here in the third. Klimek looks to tie up the left wrist of Roth. Roth looking for a throw, and they are off the mat and onto the gym floor with 1:32 to go in the third.
You know, right there was right before that period started. Josh Klimek was a veteran move right there. Austin Roth was slow to come back to the center, and Klimek allowed him to go down into the down position before he awarded him a neutral instead of just giving it to him ahead of time. Just a little bit more effort, and it was a good move.
Klimek dives in on the left leg, has Roth in a sitting position. Roth trying to hang on through the crotch. There is the takedown for Klimek. Klimek leads it 8-1. Klimek finishing third in the Caldwell and Kittatinny tournaments. He gives Roth an escape. It is 8-2. Roth got in on the right leg, and he couldn't finish as they come off at 53 seconds. Klimek is 65-39 in his career. He's a 4-year starter. 9 wins as a freshman, 18 as a sophomore, 28-8 a year ago. Klimek trying to tie up the left wrist of Roth. then trying to snap him down. Roth circles at the edge. He dives in a double, and they're off at 36 seconds.
So Josh Klimek needs one more takedown to work for the major right now, and that would be Kittatinny's 4th win out of the first 8 bouts.
It's 18-9 Phillipsburg. Klimek dives in on a double. Roth trying to sprawl. Klimek trips him. A stalling call against Roth as they go off. The next one would be 2 points. It is 9-2, just under 29 seconds. We have blood coming from the nose of Josh Klimek. That is our first blood time on the night.
You know, I talked to Dwayne Bryda before the match. I said, we've had a couple bouts here so far, matches this year. I said we've had one blood time for 26 seconds or whatever last night. And Dwayne goes, we were talking about that last night too. It's like usually we have, 6, 7, 8 a match, and it's been quiet so far here in a new gymnasium. Not a lot of bleeders.
Hopefully, Jim, you did not just jinx us there. Do have a little mat cleanup. They stopped the blood clock. He used 27 seconds. Now, it's the first blood time, Jim, but the rather extensive blood cleanup for the first time.
Yeah. Josh was cleaned up real quick, but the mat took about 10 times as long.
Under 25 seconds, Roth circling. Roth with half a shot. Klimek tried to throw him. Roth has a whizzer. They're off the mat at 15.4 seconds. So Roth trying to avoid the major here. Trailing by 7. Klimek dives in. Roth sprawls. Trying to pick up the left leg. Roth trying to arch his back. Klimek picks him up, drops him down. Roth in a sitting position. He got the takedown with 5 seconds to go. And Klimek will earn the major decision. 11-2 major, the final. We are through 8. It is Phillipsburg 18 and Kittatinny 13.
Klimek got off to a good start right there on the final whistle and dove right in on Roth's leg. Got the takedown for the major. Kittatinny's first major of the night goes along with 3 decisions.
Zach Farro will go at 195. The sophomore is 12-1 against Phillipsburg senior Drew Horan, 15-13. Got a little more blood cleanup going on after the last bout and the bloody nose of Josh Klimek. Kittatinny. So the bouts are 4 apiece. Phillipsburg has 6 bonus points, though, on 2 falls. And Kittatinny has 1 bonus point. That just coming on the major by Klimek. The state liners with a fall from Cody Harrison at 126 and a fall from Lance Wissing at 138.
Zach Farro was at 182 last year. He defeated Dan Fisher 3-2. And Drew Horan last year was a technical fall winner over Luke DeGroat, 20-5.
Horan tried to hit a throw, and he got caught underneath Farro, and Farro has a takedown and a 2-0 lead. Horan stands. Off they go, just to the right of our broadcast table. Here, minute 37 to go in the first. Zach Farro weighs 190.7. Horan is 193.9. Optional start. Farro goes to a tackle, and Horan is out. It is 2-1. Working takedowns right in the center of the mat. Big garnet P in the mat. .45 seconds gone here in the first. Horan was looking for a bear hug, a power half, couldn't get it. A power shrug, couldn't get it. Farro tried to hit another one, and he has a takedown, and he's got Horan on his back. Horan trying to bridge off his back. Farro trying to stick him. Looking at, and Horan manages to bridge off. That is a 5-point play for Zach Farro, and he leads Horan 7-1.
Post that elbow. Slide it forward right now. Post that elbow. Put it in your hand. Slide that elbow forward. Put it in your hand.
Trying to work a...
Post that elbow forward.
Takes Horan off the mat right in front of us here with 24.3 seconds.
Comparing the match with Hunter and Central, both these guys wrestled Lucas Bakarian, and both wrestlers pinned Bakarian.
Horan was in some trouble in that last skirmish. Farro goes to that tackle right away on the whistle. See Horan trying to pick off the... Farro picked him up and dumped Horan to his head, and that's going to be stopped. Farro picked him up and dropped him down. That is a penalty point for Phillipsburg's Drew Horan. And the clock has started. Horan did hit his head as Farro picked him up and dropped him down.
Horan was in a bad position when he was off of his feet, and he came down right on the back of his neck and upper shoulders, and he came down hard. In a sitting position is a good thing right now on the mat. Drew Horan in a sitting position, 1:34 to go on the injury clock.
Now they actually put up 2 minutes. Dave Post out there with Drew Horan, who is talking with Phillipsburg trainer Dwayne Brida. Horan now tilting his neck back a little bit. And Dwayne Brida said, you know, turn your head left and right. Under a minute on that clock. Dave Post talking to Horan. Horan indicating Horan's up to his feet. And Horan says he's ready to go. So Farro has been able to pick up a couple of times. He goes to the optional start, and this time he will cut Horan. So it is 7-3. So they are a couple of different type of wrestlers, Jim. Horan likes takedowns like he's, a 6-pounder. And Farro able to muscle Horan a couple times. Second period ends 7-3. Farro after 2. Or excuse me, that's after 1. Horan with a takedown. Farro again trying to cradle Horan. There's an escape. They have 8-6 Horan up on the board. Excuse me, 8-6 Farro up on the board. After an escape, takedown, and then an escape. So working takedowns again right in the center. Horan thought about a throw. They break apart. Under 1:20 to go in the second. Farro with 7 points in the first on a couple of takedowns and 3 back points. Horan has 4 escapes and a takedown.
3 escapes, a penalty point, and a takedown for Horan in his 6 points. 8-6 right now. It was 7-3 after 1. Horan got the escape, a takedown to cut it to 7-6, and now the escape by Farro with 40 seconds to go in the second.
Stalling is called on Farro. Horan looking for a cradle. Horan has a takedown, and Horan has tied the bout at 8 as they go off the mat with 31 seconds to go.
And that has ignited the student section and the crowd here at the new Phillipsburg Gymnasium.
8-8, 31 seconds to go. Farro underneath. Farro Left hand tight waist by Horan, reaches for the right wrist. Horan maintains control. Trying to pick him up through the crotch, take him off his base. Farro stands, reaches back for the head of Horan. Horan blocks him off with his right arm. Horan in a bear hug, and Farro will get an escape. Dave Post is saying he had his hands locked behind him, but referee Barry Jackson says that's an escape for Farro. He leads Horan 9-8. We are now through 2.
And it's going to be Farro's choice.
He's thinking about it. He's going to go underneath.
Assistant referee Frank Leitner agreed with Barry Jackson with the escape also.
Horan will cut him. So it is 10-8 Farro in the third. Horan, half a shot at the left leg. Farro looking for a headlock. Horan slips that, has a takedown. Horan ties it at 10. Horan will cut him. It is 11-10 Farro. 1.5 to wrestle. If the next takedown goes to Horan, this place will explode because it would give him the lead. Horan reaches for the head of Farro. Stalling call. That has tied it at 11. Farro looked for a throw. Horan's behind him, gets a tackle and a takedown for the lead. 13-11 Horan as they go off the mat with 1:05 to go in the bout. 13-11 for Drew Horan. Dave Post is saying cut him. On the escape, 13-12 Horan.
You mentioned Horan likes to be on his feet. He had 11 takedowns against Hunterdon Central before he got the fall.
Horan pushing down on the head of Farro. Thought about a duck under with under a minute to go in the bout. Horan snaps down, reaches for a leg, can't get it. Farro again wants that throw. Horan front head and arm, reaches for a low leg cradle. Horan near a takedown. He's got the takedown. He's got a low leg cradle. Head in the side. Turns Farro on his back. Farro trying to bridge off his back and comes off his back, but he will get 3 back points. It's a 5-point play for Drew Horan, and he leads 18-12. .31 seconds to go. He will give an escape. 18-13 Horan. Farro again wanted that front head and arm and a throw. Horan comes up to his feet with an 18-13 lead. Dives in on a double, stalling call, 19-13. Takedown, 21-13 Horan. He will let him go, 21-14. Farro looks out on his feet. Horan in on a double, takes him down again. 2 seconds to go, and Horan will win it. Stateliner students and fans explode to our right. Horan will win a regular decision. I'm sorry, Jim, I have no idea what the final score is.
23-14? Major.
Yeah, he did get a major.
23-15 major. I had a 23-14. I don't know what was going on. All I know is Drew Horan was down 7-1, was bounced off of his neck, wasn't even sure he'd be able to continue, and he comes on to major. Zach Farro, absolutely fantastic.
A takedown. Well, Robert Mele's just dumped down his opponent, who we believe is Gavin Apgar, to his head, and that was stopped by referee Frank Leitner. So now they will come out, trainer Dwayne Bryda taking a look at him. Apgar's up to his feet. and he says he's okay. Dwayne Bryda going to check him out fully up on his feet. Coach Gill indicating he's okay.
Okay, Mike, when was the last time you saw a bout like that?
It's been a while. Apgar with a penalty point, up 1-0. Apgar weighs 198.4, and Robert Melise, who was talking things over with Frank Leitner, Robert Melise says, hey, that was my fault, that's on me. Melise 217.3. Melise has a takedown, leads 2-1. Robert picks up on the left leg to flatten him out. See if he goes. Now he's reaching for a cross-face cradle. Melise trying to take the left elbow back to the knee. He has a cross-face cradle. Melise will take Apgar front to back. Well, Apgar rolled on through once, pops the cross-face. Melise picks up on the left ankle again, trying to flatten him out. Working a lever now, head in the left arm. Melise reaching cross now, half Nelson from the left side. Now he bars the left arm. Apgar gets to his knees. 1 minute to go here in the first. Melise on top 2-1. Robert coming off 5th and 2nd place finishes in the state. He's got the right arm barred and has the left wrist. Up on his toes to run the bar, and he's got Apgar on his back, and he gets the fall. In 1:18 with an arm bar for Robert Melise. We are through 10. It is Phillipsburg 28 and Kittatinny 13. Stateliners now with 3 falls, a major, and 2 regular decisions. Justin Caraballo will come out at heavyweight for Phillipsburg. He is a senior, 5-7, and he will face senior Graham Harpel, who is 0-3. Harpel is not the regular heavyweight for Kittatinny. Chris Letterio did not make the trip. Harpel weighs 234.7. Caraballo 269.7. So he has 35 pounds. Referee for this bout is Barry Jackson. Harpel wanted to work a throw. We're 40 seconds in, scoreless first. Wrestlers tie up. Caraballo looking for a bear hug. He has his hands locked behind. Harpel goes to a trip. Throws Harpel to his back. Caraballo, body press on the left shoulder. Barry Jackson looks right in. Caraballo is chest to chest with Harpel. Barry Jackson looking in at that left shoulder. Caraballo squeezing, and the fall for Caraballo in 1:22. Phillipsburg now with an insurmountable 34-13 lead on the fall by Justin Caraballo. Derek Molfetto at 106, a sophomore 9-6, facing Phillipsburg junior Cullen Day. Day is 11-5. Malfado weighs 106.4, Day 106.3.
Caraballo, when he had his weight on him, had 35-pound weight advantage and got the fall. Like you said, it iced the match for the Stateliners. They will now go to 5-1 on the year, and this is a rematch of last year. Cullen Day defeated Malfado by a major decision, 12-2.
Last year, Cullen Day was light. Did not weigh in, I don't think, ever at 106. He dives in on a double. Day picking up on the legs. Malfado trying to lock through the crotch to fight this off. Day trying to pick up now on the legs. Malfado is locked through the crotch. Day dumps it down to his left hip, trying to spin around and hook that right leg. Still no advantage. Day trying to come around and face Malfado. Still has the ankle, or still has his legs wrapped around Day. Still no advantage here since referee Frank Leitner right in front of us, 40 seconds to go. Day trying to, now he gets the takedown. Leads 2-0. We are through 11. Stateliners have it iced. 34-13. Getting a major from Drew Horan, a fall from Robert Melise, and a fall from Justin Caraballo in the last three to put it away. Day with a right hand tight waist. Final 10 seconds here of the first. Cullen Day trying to work a tilt, and he got a 1 count, but that is all. It is 2-0 after 1. Malfado's choice, he defers. Day will go underneath to start this second. Cullen finishing 6th in the Hurricane tournament. He's ranked 8th in the state, according to NJ.com at 106, and 5th in the Express Times LehighValley.com area. He is 28-14 in his career. Day trying to pop his head out and has a reversal. Cullen Day leads 4-0. Day maintaining control, riding out the right side. Turns Malfado, got a 1 count, 2, 3, 4, and 5. He's got 3 back points coming. Frank Leitner is looking in at that right shoulder. He got the fall. Cullen Day with a fall in 2:43. So the Stateliners racking up the bonus points in the latter stages of this. It is 40-13. That is the 5th fall for the Stateliners as we head to the 13th bout of the night. Travis Jones, Zach DiGeronimo. Travis Jones for the Stateliners, sophomore, 9-5. Zach DiGeronimo weighing 112.4. Jones, who has the left leg in the air, trips the right, gets the takedown. Jones weighs 112.8. Jones with a big win last night over Bauer of Hunterdon Central, who had 1 defeat heading into that match. Hazard tilt by Jones. Picks up on the leg, trying to drive DiGeronimo to his back. Has the arm pulled, the right arm, left arm pulled all the way across the body. Now DiGeronimo tries to come to his knees. Jones maintaining control, keeping that left arm. Traps the right leg of DiGeronimo. Hazard tilt. 1 count. 2, 3, 4. I think he got a 4 count. No, he has 2 back points coming. Still has, trying to turn DiGeronimo with a bar arm. Has the left arm barred. Up on his toes, drives him over to his back. Body press on the left shoulder. Jones trying to get up on his toes and drive the bar again with 20 seconds to go. Has him on his back. DiGeronimo trying to squirm off. Jones still driving that bar. under 10 seconds to go. Well, he's going to get 3 back points, and it'll be 5-0 Jones after 1.
You mentioned last night's bout. It was a big 5-point play in the second period by Travis Jones on Jack Bauer with a reversal and 3 backs on a Peterson roll. He then got 2 back points in the third period. He went on to defeat Jack Bauer 7-2.
Jones underneath to start the second. Blocks off with his left arm, trying to come out and face DiGeronimo. He's got a reversal and leads 7-0. Jones riding. Has the left arm pulled across the body and a hazard tilt. 1 count, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 back points coming. Barry Jackson's looking in at that right shoulder. And now Jones will roll him back to his stomach. 3 back points for Jones. The State Liner sophomore leads 10-0. Hazard tilt again. Has DiGeronimo on his back. Barry Jackson counts out 3. DiGeronimo tries to belly down. Jones still has the arm. Trying to bar the arm. He gives him the back points. Now a body press as he's got DiGeronimo in a lot of trouble this time. DiGeronimo comes off his back momentarily. Jones has him by the chin. He will belly down, and that is a technical fall. 15-0 in 3 minutes and 25 seconds. 15-0 for Travis Jones. So we head to the final bout of the night. It's Phillipsburg 45, Kittatinny 13. Mark DiGeronimo, a senior 9-4. Tyrus Manley of Phillipsburg, a senior 3-5. DiGeronimo with a barrel roll and a takedown to lead 2-0.
Takedown in the first 5 seconds.
Manley out, it's 2-1. DiGeronimo looking for another barrel roll and finishes it. Takedown leads Manley 4-1. He has Manley on his back. Manley trying to bridge. Frank Leitner looking in. Driving a half Nelson from the right side. Manley up on his feet to bridge. Frank Leitner looking in at that right shoulder. Manley bridging. And is able to belly down. 3 back points for DiGeronimo. He leads 7-1. Has the right arm barred. Manley had a tough time of it last night with Hunter Graff of Hunterdon Central. Takes the risk, drives Manley over again. Manley bridging. 45 seconds to go in the first period. 3 back points for DiGeronimo. He leads Manley 10-1. Manley locking a hand and a wrist behind DiGeronimo's right knee. Trying to work a cradle. DiGeronimo has a cradle, has Manley on his back, and the fall. With a cradle in 1:39 for Mark DiGeronimo of Kittatinny. Final score tonight at the pit, Phillipsburg 45 and Kittatinny 19. Phillipsburg with 5 falls, a technical fall, a major, and 2 regular decisions. Kittatinny with a fall, a major, and 3 regular decisions. Phillipsburg with the win will go to 5-1 on the season, and the Cougars will fall to 6-3. Match began at 126 pounds. Phillipsburg's Cody Harrison with a bar and a half pinned Niall Matar of Kittatinny in 357. 132 pounds. Kyle Chino with a 5-point play in the third period. Decision Perry Mayo of Kittatinny 7-3. 138, Lance Wissing with a Peterson. Got a fall in 441 over Mike Callahan. Phillipsburg jumping out in front 15-0. Kittatinny's Calvin Brooke got the Cougars on the board then. A 6-2 decision over Jason Zinsmeister at 145. Made it 15-3 Phillipsburg. 152, Brian Meyer of the Stateliners. A 7-2 decision over Casey Hotz. Made it 18-3 Phillipsburg. 160, Shane Smith of the Cougars. An 8-3 decision over Shamir Bronners of Phillipsburg. 18-6 then. 170, Josh Heiler of Kittatinny. A 3-2 decision over Dan Fisher. Made it 18-9. 182, Josh Klimek of Kittatinny got a major decision, 11-2 over Phillipsburg's Austin Roth to make it 18-13. 195 in a Donnybrook, Phillipsburg's Drew Horan, a 23-15 major decision over Zach Farro. Farro led 7-3 after one, but led 7-1 at one point and had Drew Horan on his back. 7-3 after one. Horan got an escape and takedown in the second to cut it to 7-6. Then Farro got out to make it 8-6. Farro warned for stalling. Then Horan took him down to make it 8-8 and really dominated the bout from that point on, as Farro was only able to score on escapes from them. So Farro's last 8 points all came on escapes, and Horan with takedowns, a stalling point, and had him on his back at least once and maybe twice. And I am sorry, but the points were being scored so fast that I couldn't get it down. Had to keep my eyes on the mat, couldn't get it down on the sheet. But it was 23-15, the final. That gave Phillipsburg a 22-13 lead after 9. Robert Mele's got a fall with an arm bar in a minute 18 over Kittatinny's Gavin Apgar, made it 28-13. And then Justin Caraballo clinched the match for the Stateliners with a bear hug and a fall in a minute 22 over Graham Harpel. That made it 34-13. 106, Cullen Day got a fall in 2:43, up the lead to 40-13. 113, Travis Jones, a 15-0 technical fall over Zach DiGeronimo, made it 45-13. And then Mark DiGeronimo with a cradle and a fall for Kittatinny in a minute 39 over Phillipsburg's Tyrus Manley, 45-19, the final tonight here at the Stateliner Gym. Our wrestling action brought to you tonight on StatelinerSports.com by the Rothman Institute, a worldwide leader in orthopedics and official orthopedic partner of the NJSIAA. Visit RothmanInstitute.com. By Russo Law Offices, 633 Belvedere Road in Phillipsburg. Proud to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RussoLawLLC.com. By Ahart Frinzing & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at AFSinsurance.com. By Urco Community Federal Credit Union, with offices on Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and at 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Considering buying or selling your home? Contact Tara Butler at RE/MAX Supreme for all your all your real estate needs. Call Tara direct, 908-319-2447. By Open Mic, for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Huddard and Warren, Sussex area. Follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. by Welcome to the Pit. A history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours by calling 908-283-4342. And follow Phillipsburg Wrestling on Twitter at Pberg HS Wrestling. Pberg HS WRESTLIN. So while we wait for Phillipsburg coach Dave Post has come over to join us, and you know it's not always fair to start at the top of things and go to the end when I think everybody in this place was abuzz with the Drew Horan match at 195 against Zach Farro. Your impressions of that one?
Yeah, I mean, wow. I don't know of many kids that can, first of all, fight off their back in that situation, because that was about as tight as it's going to be. He came out throwing some home runs at us, and we got down 7-1, and for Drew to be able to get a bonus point being down 7-1, that's unthinkable. But one of the things with Drew is, he might not be the biggest or the strongest, but he has the most unbelievable gas tank. You're never going to break him, and that was evidence there. I mean, he just put on a furying pace, and you just can't slow him down. We get to see it in the practice room every day, and these people that are out here only get to see it a couple times a week. But it's very impressive, and we're just thankful that he's really good. We checked him in the locker room. The trainers took a look at him, and that was a very precarious situation. We can't afford to lose people. We just talked about the guys in the locker room. About being smart in certain situations. We got a little carried away there, and you just can't let matches slip away, and for just being overly aggressive. And, in those spots, you just have to watch it. And, we're thankful that we made it out of there unscathed, and just proud of him to battle back. And we had a lot of guys battle back tonight.
I mean, he appeared to break Farro.
Yeah, there was no question about that. I think, one of the things when we had that break, I just kind of stayed back. I let our trainers take a look at Drew and make sure that, first of all, he was okay to go. I didn't want to be involved in that. Once I could hear Mr. Bryda telling him that, okay, just, get your composure and stuff, and I could realize that Mr. Bryda was saying that he was okay to go, I said in his ear, I said, don't let this, shake you up. I said, we come back 1 point at a time, one takedown at a time, and I think, getting that late takedown there certainly really got his momentum going. When he realized he was only down by 2 or 3 points, then he just starts. It's like smelling blood in the water, and you just keep coming and coming and coming.
So while we started up high, Robert Melese's usual dependable job gets a fall in a minute 18, and Justin Caraballo got you 6.
Yeah, great for Justin. It's he's waited a long time. I say it to a lot of people that. It's a rare characteristic nowadays that a kid is going to wait around for 4 years to get their shot. He was behind very good heavyweights for us all 4 years. He put his time in. He never missed a practice. He's worked very hard to get here, and for him to, it's a special moment when you get your first fall in Phillipsburg. That was certainly nice for him, and he's very excited, and we're excited for him.
Cullen Day, another fall. Travis Jones, a technical fall.
Yeah, those guys were those guys are just so tough. That was a kid that Cullen had trouble with. He couldn't pin him last year, probably because we were a little small. And he's gotten a lot stronger and was able to work him over there for the fall. And Travis does what Travis does best. He wrestles great on the mat. One thing we really liked though was he came out right off the whistle and got the first takedown. A beautiful single leg. Stayed smart with his finish, and that's where he's had a tough time, getting to it. But if he just keeps shooting, eventually he's going to figure things out, and then he'll be almost unstoppable.
And we started the match tonight at 126, and the guys got you off to a good start.
Yeah, that's the first thing we talked about in the locker room were those three guys there. 26, 32, 38 with Cody, and then Chino and Wissing. Just a great way to start the match. We knew they were going to be able to win a couple bouts there after that, so we wanted to get out to a good start. And it was nice for Cody to start us off, and then for Chino and Wissing to both come back, giving up the first points and battle back and wrestle well. We're going to need those guys. We're going to need them wrestling the way they are right now, and that's a good thing. That's a good sign for us.
Now, with a tournament coming up on Saturday, what do you do tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're going to go pretty light. It's going to be just mostly making sure the guys' weights are okay. Not much live because we've got in 2 solid bouts this week. So, the biggest thing is just making sure everybody's weights are okay. We're not too crazy here. And just, working on some technique tomorrow. Nothing really to wear them down because we got to recover so we're ready to go on Saturday.
Very good. Congratulations on the win, and we will catch up with you next Wednesday with Warren Hills.
Great. Thank you very much. Dave
Post, the head coach of the Stateliners, winners tonight over Kittatinny here at the Stateliner Gym, 45-19. With the victory, Phillipsburg goes to 5-1 on the season, and Kittatinny will fall to 6-2. Our thanks again to our supervising broadcast technician, Jared Margagilli. I'm sorry, Jared, almost mispronounced your name there. Jared Margagilli, the supervising broadcast technician. That'll do it tonight from the Stateliner Gym. Phillipsburg winners over Kittatinny, 45-19. For Jim Meglick, I'm Mike Moore at StatelinerSports.com. Have a great night.